New India-China border clash shows simmering tensions. Indian and Chinese language troops have clashed alongside their disputed Himalayan border, based on media and army stories on Monday, as Beijing quietly intensifies stress in opposition to its southern neighbor with new incursions into territory claimed by each side. Particulars in regards to the newest skirmish stay foggy, and Indian officers performed down the occasions. Indian media outlets and impartial army analysts mentioned that the conflict occurred a number of days in the past and that troopers on each side have been wounded, though no fatalities have been reported. The Indian military has mentioned solely that a minor face-off occurred final week in northern Sikkim, a mountainous Indian state bordering China. The face-off was resolved by native commanders, as per established protocols, an Indian military assertion learned, without explaining how the face-off occurred or whether or not anybody was injured. Chinese language officers have been much more tight-lipped. At a commonly scheduled information convention on Monday, Zhao Lijian, a spokesman for the Chinese Language International Ministry, emphasized that the two sides have been holding army talks. Hu Zijin, the editor of World Instances, a nationalist tabloid managed by the Communist Social Gathering, referred to as the stories pretend information and mentioned that small frictions occur often. Although particulars have been scant, stories of a conflict present that tensions are nonetheless simmering between the two Asian giants, which fought a battle in 1962 and have been eyeing one another warily throughout their unresolved frontier ever since. Tensions burst into the open in June when troops from each international locations engaged in a lethal brawl along the border of the Ladakh region in northern India. No photographs have been fired in that battle, stemming from a tacit understanding that neither facet alongside the tense Himalayan border ought to use firearms. Nonetheless, the deaths of greater than 20 Indian troopers and an unknown variety of Chinese language troops uncovered the growing aggressiveness of each international locations that are ruled by nationalist leaders with little political incentive to back down. As many as 100,000 troops from the Indian and Chinese language armies at the moment are dealing with throughout inhospitable mountain passes in sub-zero temperatures within the Ladakh area alone, army specialists estimate. Because the summer season, each side have tried to ease tensions. However, in India, the federal government of Prime Minister Narendra Modi is contending with stories that China is way from accomplished encroaching on disputed borderlands. The NDTV report of latest buildings constructed within the harsh mountainous space is tough to independently confirm. Two Indian authorities officers in Arunachal mentioned the Chinese language had not too long ago constructed villages in disputed areas alongside the border in locations that used to have only a few distant army posts. The place the military had been dwelling, some civilians additionally began dwelling there, mentioned DJ Bora, a senior district official based mostly in that space. When requested in regards to the new village, officers on the Indian International Ministry referred again to an announcement given to NDTV through which the ministry mentioned that it was conscious of the latest report and that China has undertaken such infrastructure development exercise previously a number of years. Leaders of India's predominant opposition social gathering have criticized Mr. Modi for staying silent on the matter. China is increasing its occupation into Indian territory, Rahul Gandhi, the chief of the social gathering, Indian Nationwide Congress, said on Twitter. Chinese language officers don't deny that there are new villages within the space. However, they are saying that space is in China. China's regular development by itself territory is completely a matter of sovereignty, Hua Chunying, a spokeswoman for the Chinese Language International Minister, mentioned this month. Native leaders in Arunachal Pradesh interviewed by the New York Instances mentioned the Chinese language forces have been slowly however steadily chopping away small items of Indian territory, very like the technique China has proven within the South China Sea and alongside its border with Bhutan. Navy analysts name this salami slicing. Longyu was our land, mentioned Chatting Ra, a financial institution supervisor, utilizing the native identify for the overall space the place the Chinese language village now stands.